for somebody.
In the sense that he made a huge...
Oh, I'll believe it when I see it.
Shark Tank has a lot of people coming to pitch to them. And sometimes even good ideas, or ones that are established, are too big a risk, or just not worth the investment for the sharks. But that doesn't mean those people can't prove the sharks wrong by making a boatload of money without them. Allow us to show you rejected Shark Tank pitches that made millions. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 6. Echo Valley Meats.
You're the sharks. Now it's time for a feeding frenzy.
When Dave Alwyn came onto the show, he brought with him his meat business, where he showed the sharks his quality of production, as well as the facets that he would use to ensure that his business was successful, such as using the online space and a solid delivery service. The sharks were very impressed by the quality of the meats he showed them after he gave them samples. In total, he was asking for $150,000 to help expand his business. Yet, the sharks rejected him, which confused many. It wasn't that they didn't like him, but rather, the sharks felt there was too much competition for him to overcome. They did suggest, though, that Alwyn should focus solely on the mail ordering part of his business, so at least they gave him some tips to keep going. Because of his appearance on the show, his business boomed in a major way. This is known as the Shark Tank effect. Plus, he used the advice of the sharks to expand his business in a meaningful way, and he went from getting about $150,000 a year to $1.4 million a year. Later on, he came back to Shark Tank and showed them how much he had improved in the 2 years since his first appearance. This led Mark Cuban to give him the investment that he wanted. All's well that ends well, right? Number 5. Coat checks.
May I present to you our ticketless coat check system?
Derek Paquet came up with an idea for a way to check your coat at a bar without fear of it getting lost or having to find a place to put it once you get inside. A reasonable idea for sure. He created coat checks and tested it out at several bars where he lived and made $50,000 in just a few months, proving that his product wasn't just useful, it was profitable. He went to the sharks to try and grow his business even more. He did get an offer from Mark Cuban, but it wasn't to his liking. He needed some advice, so he called the professor who helped inspire the idea. That advice led him to reject the offer. After being seen on Shark Tank, many investors and clients came in to offer him money to use his product, including a massive concert called Life in Color and even a fashion show. More came in after that, and business continued to grow for him. Fast forward to the present, the service and the app made for it has 50 dedicated clients. The app's features have expanded to now be part of rental services, storage for vacations, and more. Number 4. The Boaks Co.
The way that I look at building any business and the way that I approach ours is it's just about getting to milestone.
There once was a man named John Tabbas. He had a notion that the flower industry and major flower delivery services were doing a really bad job at maintaining quality in delivery, and their prices were too high, which, if you know certain services, they totally are. John knew he could do better, so he made the Boaks Company, a more refined way of getting flowers delivered without a bunch of middlemen ruining the product. A lot of people liked what he was doing, and the flowers he gave were quality, so thus his business did well. When he went to Shark Tank in Season 5, he pitched the sharks on the company to help him expand it. One problem: the sharks didn't believe him at all. He gave them business numbers and they just weren't biting, so he left with no deal. But wait, there's a twist, because while one shark didn't invest at the time, he came around to seeing John's point of view. This all started when shark Robert Herjavec got married sometime after John's appearance on the show. He found that the cost of flowers from the top brands were incredibly expensive, and the flowers themselves weren't as promised. Remembering John and his pitch, he gave him a call to pick his brain and bought his wedding flowers from him. Then, he decided to invest in John's company. That round of investment brought in $24 million to the company, and it's only grown since. So yeah, he struck out on the first one, but life found a way to bring a shark back to him, and he's no doubt grateful. Number 3. Ring.
The first ever video doorbell built for the smartphone. Think of it as caller ID for your front door.
Jamie Siminoff is the creator of The Ring, but before it was that, it was the Doorbot, and he felt he needed the sharks' help to have it take off. During his 2013 appearance on the show, Siminoff was already registering $1 million in annual sales and seemed confident the sharks would be fighting for the chance to invest. He was asking for $700,000, valuing his company at $7 million. One by one, however, all of the sharks backed out, except for Kevin O'Leary, whose offer wasn't the best. After taping the show, sales continued to improve, and Siminoff raised the $700,000 from other sources before the show even aired. After Doorbot aired on Shark Tank, Siminoff said sales jumped an additional $5 million. Billionaire Richard Branson was subsequently part of a group of venture capital investors that put $28 million into Ring, giving the company a $60 million valuation. A little more than a year later, Amazon bought the smart doorbell maker for more than $1 billion. Now called Ring, it's one of the biggest inventions for the home in recent years. So the sharks definitely regret missing out on helping him expand. Number 2, coffee meets bagel.
My single sisters and I felt hopeless about dating in the big city, so we changed the game and made Coffee Meets Bagel.
There are many times in Shark Tank, as you've seen so far, where the contestants don't accept the deal on the table by one or many sharks for various reasons. Yet sometimes you have to wonder what they were thinking when rejecting such a deal. Khan sisters didn't just reject an offer, they actually rejected one of the wealthiest offers ever made on the show at the time. These three made a dating app that they called Coffee Meets Bagel. They wanted to make a dating app that in their minds would emphasize the quality of making matches versus what other sites and apps do just by going for quantity and hoping that they get the right match, which is something that we can all appreciate, right? The three sisters were asking for $500,000 for the app in regards to helping expand it and make it more known. But Mark Cuban went all in and offered $30 million to buy the entire company. Wow. But remember, they rejected it. But why did they? Simple. They knew that apps like Tinder were valued at over $1 billion, so they rejected the offer and got outside funding in order to expand the app and make a killing in profits. As of 2017, Coffee Meets Bagel has blown up in users, and the company is valued at $600 million. See, sometimes rejecting can pay off. Number 1, Copa di Vino.
America's first premium wine by the glass. Just open and enjoy.
James Martin is the founder and creator of Copa di Vino, a wine company who not only made good wine, but also made a special plastic container that could be resealed easily, thus allowing wines to be more portable. He went to Shark Tank to get an offer to expand his business, but it didn't go well at all. James came off as irritable and wasn't very kind to the sharks, who were honestly interested in his business, including Kevin O'Leary, who was in the wine business and saw great potential in James's business, or at least the plastic container part. James rejected every offer that came his way, no matter the price or benefits, which you'd think would be a very bad move in every way, right? Wrong. His sales went through the roof and he began to get $5 million annually for his wine. And in 2016, he was making $12 million annually, which showed he knew exactly what he was doing and that the sharks didn't appreciate what he had. And he wanted to let the sharks know that. The sharks found out about this massive success he was having and brought him back to make another slew of offers to try and become part of it. James, though, wasn't interested in any of their offers. He was literally there to say, "I told you so," ignoring the sharks and sipping the wine that he had made. At the end, he did a double cheers move just to annoy Kevin O'Leary even further because he was the one who made the lowball offers during the first meeting and didn't like some of what he was doing. Now, yeah, we shouldn't condone such behavior, but it was sure fun to watch. And again, he made literal millions, and the sharks can't say a thing.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.
So, what do you think? What did you think of this look at various Shark Tank pitches that were rejected, yet made a killing anyway? Which of these items do you feel was the most inspiring, that they did it without the sharks? Do you know other companies who thrived without them? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.